Hello and welcome, I am Gar1onriva's and these are my bottom 5 Mega Pokémon. This was voted for by my patrons. Please consider pledging to my Patreon linked in the description if you want to have your say on future top or bottom 5s. I still reckon the addition of Mega Pokémon is more for competitive than for lore building reasons, and I've previously listed my top 5 Mega Pokémon, which is linked in the top right corner, at the end and in the description. Now it's time for my bottom 5. 4 things to remember. First of all, these are my personal opinions, so please don't tell me I'm wrong. I have hardly used any Mega Pokémon, so it's more the ones I've seen. I'm not taking competitive usefulness into account as I never play competitively, and I know people can get quite defensive over Pokemon, so please don't have a go if I don't like the one that you like. Polite discussion is fine, but don't be rude. Number 5. Mega Heracross. I'm not particularly bothered by this one. There is a gulf between this one and the next one. In its defense, it does have the same typing as Heracross. Where it bugs me is the design. It looks like a roided up toy of a Heracross that's holding its breath. That sounds quite harsh. Because it is. The weird bulky arms don't look realistic, and what the hell is that vent on its stomach? I assume it's something to do with the whole high body temperature thing, but it just looks odd. Add to this that its new ability is quite gamey, which allows multiple hit attacks to always hit 5 times. And I know there are a few other Pokemon with that ability, but they tend to keep it in family lines. Whereas Heracross's lore-fitting abilities were swapped for one that just makes it stronger. And that's just not good, in my opinion. Number 4. Mega Mewtwo X. I don't like the idea of having X and Y Megas, just period. It feels like they couldn't decide, so they gave Mewtwo both. Kind of understand the idea behind the X and Y versions. Y has Mewtwo going full mind power while X is more physically built. But why would it go physically? Its immense power lies in its psychic abilities. It's like if a dedicated mage started wielding a two-handed sword. They should be focused on the magic, not the swords. If they're getting into combat, they're doing it wrong. I'm also not keen on the design. Y's design is quite sleek. Most of its body is shrunk or atrophied as it uses its mind to move and fight. X just looks odd with weird bumps and alien toes. The last detail is that its ability is useless. It gains speed when it flinches. Really? Now you may be thinking, oh, he doesn't like strong abilities and he doesn't like useless ones. As I said at the start, I'm not bothered about competitive play. It's more about how well they fit. So abilities can be the cherry on the top of the cake, or they can be the last nail in the coffin. Number 3. Mega Ampharos. Ampharos isn't a dignified Pokemon to begin with. Its line is sort of weird looking, but I do have fond memories of using Mareep back in Gen 2. Mega Ampharos, however, what the hell were they thinking? I suppose I should have taken it as a warning of worse yet to come, but it's still horrendous. They basically put a giant silly wig on an Ampharos and stuck its tail into whipped cream. These are getting quite harsh, aren't they? But as much as it baffles me, its stupid design isn't my only issue. I talked about it more in the top 5 video, but I don't like when they change Pokemon's type when they Mega Evolve. It feels like they're tweaking it for competitive play rather than for any other reason. I've also seen some discussions about why Ampharos goes Electric Dragon when it Mega Evolves, but it's still silly. It's never acted dragon-y before, and some tenuous links to Asian dragon mythology exist apparently, but it's still not enough to explain the bloody wig. And Mega Ampharos's ability is the biggest load of rubbish I've seen in Pokemon for a while. Mold Breaker means abilities are ignored when Ampharos attacks. For example, Earthquake could hit a Pokemon with Levitate. I don't care how fabulous your hair looks, nothing should make a levitating Pokemon get hurt by the ground shaking. Number 2. Mega Kangaskhan. They're not even trying with this one. I understand the concept. It's the baby that grows and fights back on its own. Blastoise gets a giant bloody cannon coming out of its back, but all Kangaskhan gets is its baby being more confident. Admittedly, it has the same typing and its ability is fitting, if rather cheaty. Parental Bond causes Mega Kangaskhan's abilities to hit twice, with the second hit being at half power. This represents the baby fighting as well. Sorry, but however confident the little baby is feeling, it won't hit even half as hard as the mother. There's not much more to this one. It's a gimmick and a vaguely interesting idea, but it really doesn't fit into the flimsy lore they've built around Mega Evolution. And finally, number 1. Mega Charizard X. This one's going to cause some complaints, I just know it. Everyone loves Charizard. Charizard is so cool. Charizard is so powerful. What I said about having 2 Megas is even more true here. Look at why. That's what Mega Charizard should be like. It's Charizard, but more. X, however, is, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Charizard had blue fire? And it has spiky wings and arms, and there's always fire coming out of the sides of its mouth. Oh, and it's not normally coloured either, it's all black as well, that's really cool. In short, it's trying way too hard. Basically the opposite of Mega Kangaskhan. Oh, and it's a dragon type too. I don't understand the appeal of Charizard at the best of times. Show me Mega Charizard X and I see something designed to be everyone's favourite. My top choices got into that list because they fit the lore, the Pokemon and the game. Y manages to do all these things, but X most certainly does not. And that is all for my list. Please comment below with your least favourite Mega Pokemon, as well as suggestions for future top or bottom 5s. You can also vote for next month's top 5 by pledging to my Patreon linked in the description. Remember, keep the discussions polite and I'll be happy to discuss anything in this video. Thank you very much for watching and I will catch you later.